Howdy friends, it's Frightman, and this is the 6-foot animated Soul Slasher from the Home Depot Halloween season of 2024. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put this Soul Slasher together. If you would like to see a demo and a fair and honest review, I have that video. If you would like to see how to get him back in this box, I have that video. But for now, let me show you how I got this guy put together. Alright, so we're going to start with this base. Now, on the right side of the base, this pole is going to be his right leg. It's further up. On the left side is his left leg. This is further back. So we're going to go ahead and put these two base pieces together. Now, whenever I was taking this out of the box, one thing that I did notice is that there's not a lot of parts. So this is going to be definitely a beginner build, and it's going to be super simple. So now we're ready to go ahead and already drop his shoes on. So the boots, I should say, and the boots, I don't know. I feel like there's a slight difference between the two, but it could be my imagination and they could just be exactly the same. I don't think it's going to really matter. If there is a slight difference, I don't even think it's going to be noticeable because of the way that the feet are positioned different, or the boots are positioned differently here. Now let's go ahead and add these leg poles. There is a difference between the right and the left. The right leg pole is just a tad bit longer than the left one. So we're going to go ahead and put on this right leg pole. It already has the foam on it. Like I said, this one comes pretty easy. Everything's really already together. It's just a matter of kind of snapping everything. Definitely for beginners, which is awesome. Alright, so let's see, we don't have it clipped yet. Yeah, it clipped. Okay, so that's our leg poles, and we are ready to go ahead and put on his pants. So just like your pants, there is a front and a back. I think I can just tell that pretty much by the way that the back is formed to kind of give a little bit more of a shape back there. So we're going to drop these down over the leg. These pants actually look decent. The material is pretty good as well. But if you check out my video on the Rick Ratman makeover, there's some techniques in that video that I think could be used on these pants to go ahead and enhance them. So I wouldn't be using the techniques to rip this up, because then you're going to have the pole showing through, and you don't want that. But there's some neat techniques about some different things you can do with paint and with some varnish in spray bottles. So definitely check out the Rick Ratman makeover video, and I think you can get some cool ideas on some ways to enhance these pants. I think I'm going to do it myself. We're talking about maybe 10 minutes to do it. So I think it's worth the time to go ahead and add a little bit of extra on these pants. Okay, so now we are going to give this guy a waist. And the waist is an interesting piece. I have never seen a waist like this, to be honest with you. It's got this metal plate up here. Oh, it's actually a plastic plate. I've never seen a prop that has that, so it's kind of a little different. But let's go ahead and snap in this waist. And this is definitely going together very well, so I feel good about that. I always say that's kind of my measure of quality, is if these poles go together good, I'm feeling like the thing was made pretty good. So like I said earlier, this is definitely a beginner prop, and there's just not a lot of parts, so it's definitely going to go together pretty quick. So this upper torso is all one piece, and the costume is actually already attached to it. So there is a pole here that we need to get to that's going to go here. So we're going to have to work our way up with this material and try to expose that pole so that we can go ahead and drop this upper piece onto this center pole. Easier said than done. So let's see, why am I having a problem finding it? Because there are multiple layers of clothing here. Wow. This guy is, his costume is actually pretty impressive. Like I said, those pants are not bad. And this upper costume, there's like 3 layers up here. which is pretty incredible. So we're going to go ahead and I'll just show you here. So I've got that pulled back. So there's just a pole that's coming from this upper piece. Hopefully you can see that right here. And we're just going to go ahead and lock that into place. And lock. There we go. And we'll bring these pants on up. And let's do that. And we'll bring these pants up over this waist. And then we're just going to fix his upper clothing to kind of hide here what we just did, putting on this waist and this upper piece. So again, just take the material, kind of drop this material around. This is so simple. I like this. I've been doing so many of these things. It's about time I have a nice simple one. All right, so yeah. So you can see here, there is a black layer in here, and then I thought there was another layer. No, it's only 2 layers, but it looks pretty good. I like the way that they did the, oh, what do you call these? Potato sacks? Burlap. I like the way they did the burlap here. He's looking pretty cool. There is a little piece of foam here from his packing. Oh, interesting. So they actually put over here on the left-hand side where the receptacle is that's going to be putting his left arm in, they actually zip tied the material around that connector. And I guess that was just a way to keep it in the box and keep it together. But I've never seen that done before. Let me see if it's over here on the right side too. Actually, it's over here on the right side as well. Let me flip this around because this is kind of different. So let's see. Yeah, you can see this. So right here is the receptacle where the arm needs to drop in, but they actually have this piece of foam and they have a zip tie holding it on. So I'm going to need to get some scissors and go ahead and cut these zip ties off so that we can put those arms up into these sleeves. Yeah, that's definitely different, and I want to be really careful about cutting this zip tie because I don't want to cut his material. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of that is. If you do, let me know in the comments because it's so different. I've never seen this done before. And I'm sure it has something to do with keeping him packed and keeping his costume together. It's just kind of weird. I don't mind. It's just weird. So let me get the zip tie over here. So we got those 2 zip ties off. And now we're ready to go ahead and let's put on his right arm and his left arm. So this is our left arm, and as I get ready to put it on, I notice that it also has packing material here to protect the connectors, which is just a piece of cardboard with some tape. So wow, they really packed this guy up really good. So we got to get this little pin off before we can drop these 2 hooks down into the frame. So I have his left arm and my left arm, and I am going to go ahead and just work over here on his left sleeve and get a fill up here to where that place is where we're going to drop these 2 pins down into. So I can now see that here coming off of the frame of this guy. And now I am going to go ahead and just drop this left arm into the slots here. And then once I do that, I need to go ahead and secure it with that pin that I just showed you a minute ago. So that pin is definitely much easier to get on than it is to get off. And I'm going to go ahead and pull his left sleeve here on around his elbow here. And there are pieces of Velcro, at least one on his hand. So there's a piece of Velcro inside of the costume as well. So I'm just going to use my body to go ahead and take this hand and just be able to pull up a little bit more on this material, because getting around his elbow here is not super easy. So the inside of this actually has 3 pieces of Velcro, and the arm has, or the hand has 1 piece of Velcro right here. I'm going to go ahead and put that right there on, or the hand has 1 piece of Velcro. I'll put that onto the hand. There are 2 pieces of Velcro inside here of the costume, and it looks like those are just going to go ahead and go together like that. So just to keep that illusion you know, not to have that open sleeve and be able to see that hand floating there. So that's pretty cool. I've never seen that either. That's a new one on me. So let's go ahead and flip him around, and we are going to go ahead and do the same thing that we just did over on that left arm, and go ahead and get the material all bunched up here to where we can find this receptacle for these hooks. And I do not feel it. I feel it, but I feel like I'm inside a material. So does this also have 2 layers? Wow. So there's actually 2 layers in the sleeve as well. So that black layer that I showed you before is actually in these sleeves. For $99, the quality that I'm getting on the double layer of the costume and everything, I'm kind of like, wow. So this right arm also needs a cotter pin to lock it in place. And we're going to push that through, got that done. And then we're just going to rinse and repeat what we did on the other side by bringing that sleeve down. And I'm going to take a guess that he also, no. So, well, I'm still going to tell you what my guess was. I was going to guess that this right arm would also have 2 pieces of Velcro inside of it, and it doesn't. But it actually makes sense because it's aiming downward where that one's aiming upward, so you know it needs something to hold that sleeve on. But this one actually does not have any Velcro on it. So now we are ready to give this guy a weapon. So here is his weapon. I need to move him up a little bit because his weapon goes kind of far back. But the weapon, actually, let me turn him around and show you this. So this weapon just slides right here into his left hand. There's a big slot in the left hand, cut out I should say, and it just drops in there. And it actually locks. Wow. I'm telling you, for a budget prop, I am impressed at everything that they have done for this guy. So with that done, let me grab his head. So we're ready for his head. And let's take a look at this head. So the head's pretty cool. It's not bad looking at all. So I was kind of worried about not being able to connect this wire for the head. Let's see. Why can't I find this guy's wire? So we're ready to go ahead and drop this guy's head into his neck. He does have a wire coming off of here. The back of this costume does have Velcro. I had to undo the Velcro and kind of fish around the back to find the wire. But the wire doesn't have to come up right now. Like there's enough wire coming off of this head that I can go ahead and put the head into this neck hole and then fish the wire around to the back. I'm going to go ahead and drop this wire back behind his shoulder and go ahead and put this head into this slot. I don't know if this head is going to lock into place or if it's just going to drop. Let's see. I think it just drops. So I got that head to drop right into his little socket there. As I was trying to put that head down, it didn't want to go down. And I was kind of turning it left and right, and all of a sudden it dropped down. So I don't know if I just got lucky and it just fell or if there's some kind of locking mechanism. Before I put it in, I did feel around the base of it and I really didn't find any locks, but I feel like there is because I can't get it off now. So I did double check those instructions to see if I had missed something about lining up that head, and I did not. So it just drops in, but once it drops in, it's in. So we're ready to go ahead and put that wire here. So you just have the wire coming off of his head here. There's a wire that is coming off of the control box. We're going to go ahead and drop these 2 wires together. This power cord again amazes me. Why? Because it is an outdoor rated power cord. So we have the screw caps to go ahead and drop those wires together to put this together. But we have the screw cap that's going to go on there to seal out moisture. I don't anticipate with the burlap and the cloth that this is rated for outdoors. I certainly wouldn't with all of that, but this power adapter definitely is. I'm going to guess that they're just using one style of power adapter because it's just easier, but I do like the improvement that they have done on these power adapters on these guys this year. They're definitely better for outdoors, and they're definitely made better. So I'm going to go ahead and put that power adapter right here into the control box slot, and we are done. Yeah, let's stand back and flip him. Oh, no, we're not done. I lied. Whoops. Not intentional. This guy has one other accessory. So he has a wonderful hat. Let's see how this hat's going to go on. So I like the hat because the hat has wire in the brim. And so obviously that's going to allow you to kind of shape it how you want to. So there's 4 pieces of Velcro here around the inside of this hat, and that's kind of a cool looking hat. Yeah, I like that. So let's see, there's a piece of Velcro on his head on the left, on the right, on the front, and on the back. So looks like all we have to do is just kind of line this hat up with that Velcro, and let's see how we're gonna do on this job. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Oh, he's looking pretty cool. I actually like this dude a lot. He has a sister, or wife, whatever you want to call her. And I will be featuring his girlfriend, his sister, his daughter. I don't know. I haven't figured out just yet. I need to put it together and then I'll figure that out. But he does have a female companion. He has a female companion, and that person, or that female companion, will be coming to the channel soon, so keep an eye on that. So one other thing that I will tell you is that he does have the sensor. That sensor is located right here, and the sensor is already plugged into the module. The module is built into the clothes, like you saw. It's all one piece, so there's just not a lot to put this guy together. Let me go ahead and walk over to the camera, and I'm going to give you a head-to-toe quick look at this. So I'm pretty impressed. The plastic on the shoes, the way that they did the collar, it looks really well. Like I said on those pants, check out the makeover for Rick Ratman, and I think you could definitely do a lot more with those pants. I like his hand hanging down over there on the right hand side, pointing down, and then of course he has that sickle in the left arm. His face is really cool, and that hat is pretty amazing. So I hope you enjoy this Soul Slasher, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a like and consider subscribing. And until next time, stay spooky, my friends.